What's up, family? Back at you. Okay, so I'm making this video on the top ways that you can make money legally. Okay? So, the number one way to make money legally, as we all know, is to get a job. Now, depending on your age or, what you can do physically or mentally, there's a lot of different jobs. Okay, of course. Now, if you're a young person, if you're older than 18 or 18 or older, one of the first jobs I would suggest is in a restaurant. Okay, now the thing is, it doesn't really matter. Get into a restaurant. Restaurant's a good business. You meet a lot of people, you make a lot of money, everybody works together for the most part. It's a really good business. Now, when I worked in a restaurant, I was a server. It got me out of the streets, it got me off the block. I was on the block for years. I had my second daughter coming, and my OG came to me and said, hey, come work with me. And I initially said, I can't come work with you, bro. Like, you want me to go from the streets to a restaurant, bro? Like, what are we talking about? He's like, trust me, you can do it. If I didn't think you could do it, I wouldn't be asking you. I wouldn't be telling you. So I got in there. I started serving. Now I suggest anybody who's of age to serve in a restaurant. Okay, that's where the money is at. All right. Maybe I'll make a side video on how to become, the best server in the restaurant. I'll do that at another time. But definitely, if you're of age, I think some restaurants you got to be at least 20 years old, sometimes 21, because you're dealing with alcohol and things of that nature. But definitely serve in a restaurant. You make cash money every day. You can say you meet a lot of people. You're always on your feet. You're moving around. You get free drinks. That's one of the biggest perks. You get free drinks every day. You can come home with the soda and all that stuff. Sometimes free food, but you still get discounts on food, and you eat. It's a restaurant, right? Only thing, you can get into trouble because you're working around a lot of people. You're working around a lot of money. So you got to be serious. You have to be disciplined. You have to be responsible. So the first way to make money legally, of course, is to get a job. I would suggest, if you're young, college, especially if you're in college, if you're young, serve. Also, you could work at, if you're looking for something more long-term or something that you can invest in, I would suggest maybe Wawa, because Wawa, if you have it in your area, they let you invest in stocks and everything, so that's a good long-term business. I wouldn't do it personally because I just couldn't be, in that enclosed of a place, but I'm 6'7", 240. But whatever. I like restaurants. They were very good to me over the years. I created a lot of. He really stopping right here? Damn, dude. I created a lot of partnerships, friendships, relationships because of serving. Like I said, I made a ton of money, and seriously, dude, this dude stopped right here. Anyway, so I would suggest that. Okay. If I was young, I could do it all over again. I would also, start a real estate business. I would get my real estate license. Okay, that's another thing. Get your real estate license. The more you learn about real estate, the better. So that's number 2. Starting your own business. It can be anything you want. I would just say get into real estate because it's everything. We all need somewhere to stay. We all need shelter. God ain't making more land, Dude stopped the loudest truck like right across the street from my house. Anyway, so Yeah, starting your own business is great. I have a friend who has a smoke shop. Now I'm from Jersey. In my area, um, weed is legal, so you could, get involved with that. Dispensaries, messing around with that. I would not suggest that if it wasn't legal, but it's legal now, so you can make your money off some weed. Hey, do you? Um, if you're at home, there's a lot of at-home businesses. Okay, if you don't have a laptop, I suggest you get a laptop or at least a tablet. Okay, but there's a lot of stay-at-home businesses. People are making a lot of money from home. All right, I can't go over all of them. It's a plethora, right? Um, eBay business. That's one of how I started. I made my first $1,000 online years ago with eBay, and everybody's got $1,000 in their closet. There's somebody that will buy anything that you have to sell. So if you put the work in and you create your own eBay store, doesn't take long, doesn't cost any money. You can start posting on eBay and just selling stuff out of your closet. You can flea market, you can garage sell, you can Goodwill. You can find stuff. You can go to Marshalls or TJ Maxx and find stuff discounted and price it up at the regular price because everybody doesn't have access to everything everywhere. So what people are rocking in the East, they might not be able to get it in the West. What people are rocking in the West, they might not be able to get it in the South. What people are rocking in the South, you may not be able to get it in the East or the North or whatever. So eBay's always good. Amazon's good. You can start making money on that if you just put the work in. Remember, people buy with their eyes. So always take the best pictures. If you're a sneakerhead, that's brilliant for sneakerheads. You can use StockX. You can post on StockX. So there's plethora of ways for you to make money if you put the time in. You know what I mean? With online sales. What else did I make money with? Of course, I sell cars. Um, that's like my ultimate business other than real estate. So I got into got in car selling several years ago. Went to my first auction, bought a car, sold it for a profit, almost made $1,000 profit on that. You got to put some legwork in, but it's money there. Um, I've sold hundreds of cars. I worked at dealerships as well, but I started selling cars on my own first. I might make a side video on that one day because a lot of people have been asking me for that. But yeah, car business is great. Find a car that's worth $5,000, buy it for $3,000 if you can. My rule of thumb is, depending on the price of the car, of course, I'm not going to spend a lot of money just to make $1,000. But if you're making $1,000 profit, you're winning. Like the rule says, you'll never go broke making profit. You can't. So, selling cars has always been. I've sold everything online though. I've sold phones. I've sold TVs, microwaves. I ran into this guy. He had a warehouse full of stuff. They just renovated this hotel and he had everything: refrigerators, TVs, and he was giving me stuff for super cheap. And I just take the pictures, post it on Facebook. Somebody comes, meet them at a neutral spot. Don't meet people don't ever sell from your home. People are crazy. Meet them at a neutral spot in a public place, a public parking lot, shopping mall parking lot, whatever, where everybody feels safe. And that's it. You meet them there, give them the address, meet them there, let them check out the product, get your money, gone. Remember I sold a phone. I remember I'll never forget that day. I sold a phone early Sunday morning, like around 11 o'clock. I made $1,000 off that phone. I ain't had nothing else to do for the rest of the day. I done made money for the week. You know what I mean? You make $1,000 in one lick. You like, yo, I'm good. I mean, not like that, but you know what I'm saying? But chill for a little. Ooh, especially back then. But yeah, definitely Facebook Marketplace selling stuff. Definitely another great place to legally make money. Sales is sales. If you can sell, you'll always survive. And everything we do is sales. So I hear people all the time, oh, I can't believe you're sales. I could never do that. Like, everything you do is sales. You selling yourself every day. When you wake up, you wash your butt, you brush your teeth, you look good, you dress good, you smell good. You selling yourself. You know, you got a nice car, whatever. You get your car washed. You keep your house clean. The way you talk, the way you walk, you're always selling yourself. So I don't know why people be so scared of sales. You know what I mean? Especially if you worked in a restaurant. You worked in a restaurant, you can do anything after that. For real, my real ones know. So just a couple of things that you can do legally to make money right now. You know what I mean? To all my YNs, my hood dudes, get a job, man. Money's at the job. Girls are at the job. Meet a lot of people, make a lot of connections, and you get away because we're creatures of habit. So it's one thing to be in the hood for the first 20, 25 years of your life. It's another thing to be in the hood for the next 30, 40 years of your life because you gain bad habits. Not saying that you don't gain good ones either, because you got to have street smarts and book smarts. But you want to step out. You want to get out your comfort zone because it's a whole wide world out there. You know what I mean? And you'll be surprised on who you become, what you can accomplish, and what you're made of. One of my young boys, straight blood, straight off the block. You know what I mean? He got a job because he got into some really bad trouble, and God got him out of it. And he was like, I'm giving my life to God. But he was straight off the block. And, I trained him, told him what the deal was. Like, hey, man, just do what you got to do. Whoop-de-wop-de-whoop. Now, several years later, he's a manager of his own restaurant. He's doing his thing. He's been doing his thing. I even sold him a car. Sold him a BMW Gran Turismo. All red. I told you, it's blood. But, yeah, man. So, somebody like him who was very rough around the edges. Even me, myself, I was very rough around the edges. What helped me, I had children. So I ain't got no, I got two. At the time, I had a baby. I had my first daughter, and I had my second daughter coming. So I ain't really, had no time to be, playing, But, even in my first interview, I told the manager, I was like, I need a job, Ma. And as soon as I said, I can't believe I just called her, Ma. But, she gave me a shot, and I was off and running ever since. So, these are just a few ways that you can make money legally. Always see the real hustler makes money legally. You feel me? It's easy to go on the block, get a pack, whoopty-whoppy-whoop, you know what I mean? But if you can make some good money legally, that's when you know you really a hustler. That's when you know you really about that life. You really could get it, Because, you out on the block, man, it's too many things against you. You got haters. You got police. You got stick-up kids. You got dudes, ninjas wanting to kill you. You got woman drama and like I said, the haters are the biggest thing, man. You know what I mean? I've seen some of the best dudes fall and get caught up in this lifestyle. You know what I mean? Because the hood is undefeated. The streets are undefeated. They're undefeated. You say the internet's undefeated? No, the streets are undefeated. Ain't no winning. Either you get out or you get got. So I'm just making this video because I'm from it. I know it. And I don't want you to go through it like, a lot of my family and friends have went through it. You know what I mean? I told y'all before, I buried two cousins. I buried two younger cousins, both sides of my family, that both have kids younger than my kids. They both died in their early 20s. I'm 39 now, and I still think I'm a baby. I'm still getting called a baby by the OGs, old heads. And I'm an OG, I'm a young OG, but I'm OG. I'm 39 years old, I'm an OG, fuck that, excuse me. But yeah, man, I made this video just so you can know what to do, what you can do to make money legally now. There's another website you can go on, Alibaba. I sold stuff off of Alibaba. It takes a little while to get to you, but you get a lot of stuff for cheap in bulk because it comes from China. It takes a couple of weeks to get there, but when you get there, you got stuff cents on the dollar, and you making profit. You could. I remember one time, my friend of mine bought phone cases, and the phone case, he got like 10 phone cases for $5 or something like that. He made all his money back off of selling one case. You get 10 iPhone cases for $5. You sell one iPhone case for 10, $15, you done made your whole nut back. So, you just got to be creative, man. Remember, God created you to be a creator. But if you want to go the devil's route, that demon time route, that's just short-lived, man. You do not want to go to jail. You don't like females? You don't like being with women? Is it really worth not being with a woman to go to jail for a couple of bucks? To be the man for a little bit? Niggas be the man. Yo, niggas be the man for like 4 or 5 years tops. And then go to jail for 30. And then this is what happens when you go to jail. This is the funniest part. This is what happens when you go to jail. You get a job in jail. You get paid peanuts on a dollar, pennies on a dollar, right? How you think everything's made? How you think all the road signs and everything is made, and license plates and all the highway signs that you see? Those are made in prison. So you want to get a job the easy way while you're not locked up, or you're going to get a job the hard way. And then guess what? If you do, God willing, you do get out of jail, guess what the first thing you're going to want to do? Get a job. Every dude I've met that did stints in prison 10, 20 plus years, first thing they want to do is get a job. Or they got a job. I sold plenty of cars to dudes that, did time. And, I know because when you sell a car to someone, I know everybody's business. I know I got to. You know what I mean? I got to know all your financial everything. So, and you talk, it takes time to sell a car. You talk to people and they tell you I did 20 years. Like, damn, you did 20? Whoa, thank you God you still here. You know what I mean? But yeah, now they got jobs, now they doing their thing. So, don't get caught up in the hype. See, a lot of guys, y'all comparing yourselves. Comparison is the thief of joy. Comparison is the thief of joy. So you can compare yourself to another dude getting money, or another dude with that girl or whatever. There's plenty of girls out there. There's plenty of money out here, bro. I used to tell dudes, I'm like, I'm the dude that your girl mess with when y'all get locked up. You think she gonna stop? She got needs. So you think she gonna stop doing her because you got locked up? Nah, buddy. Trust me. So save yourself the headache, save yourself the drama, and get out the streets and get a job, bro. So that's the thing. Once I got a job, I ain't have time for the streets no more. Even my boys used to get mad at me like, yo, you ain't never around no more. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about, bro? You gonna feed my family? You gonna pay my bills? Shut up. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? But I ain't had no time. I made another video how my OG used to always call me every time there was some drama on the block. I'd be at work. He called me, yo, guess who got shot? Oh, they robbed the gambling spot. Oh, they ran down. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm getting all this. I'm at work getting all this noise. He's like, ain't you glad you're at work? I'm like, yes, I am. You know what I'm saying? So, you gotta be smart, man. Be smart. Use your mind. The whole system is brokered on you being stupid. The whole system is brokered on you being ignorant. The whole matrix. The more ignorant you are, the more easy you are to control, the more you can do their things. Because slavery ain't dead. It's called the prison system. That's slavery. So if you kill somebody, you kill 2 birds with 1 stone for them. You sent one brother into the grave, and now you going to prison for the rest of your life. Now you're a slave for the rest of your life. So just think, man. Make money legally. That's a real hustler. Make these videos. Of course, this hustle, make these videos, Twitch, stream. There's so many ways with technology now. Instagram, everything, bro. Do your thing. And stay out the way. Because God's got a bigger plan for you. You just got to trust it and be patient. That's another thing. Be patient. I get it. I was young. I get it. You want to get everything. But you got time. You got time. Just chill. Black don't crack. You still going to look the same, hopefully. Don't eat too crazy. But yeah, man. Make money legally, man. So you can, And when you make money legally, make sure you keep it legal. Because the vultures and the sharks be coming and be, oh, we could do this or we could do that, and fraud and all. Yeah, all right. They coming for you. So be careful. All right? I love y'all. One.